Good morning and welcome back to the Throga channel. We are here for another Indian artist reaction, one that is new to us, but not new to our viewers who have
So like all of
recommended
them?
him. I know. My point is this particular gentleman has been requested countless times, so it is
Yeah,
time to
we're
check him
catching up.
out.
We're trying to catch up. Yes.
However, I'm gonna throw this at you. How would we say his name? Sonu?
Sonu Nigam, MTV Unplugged Season 3. Abhi Mujh Main Kahin, possibly?
I'm
Main.
gonna say it's closer than what I would have attempted to do.
Okay.
So this is by popular request. I am going to put a copyright on this because YouTube. that's
They hate us.
that's my
I mean,
summary.
they love us. We're so thankful for them, but
We are very grateful, for sure.
yeah. Before we dig in, please hit like and subscribe and ring that bell if you like what you see, so you can always keep up to date with what's going on in our world. That's cool. So precise.
Sonu's the one playing him. It's a cool way to introduce a piece.
Really cool.
Ooh.
छलकी छलकी चांदनी में गाती है दीवानगी छलकी छलकी चांदनी में गाती है दीवानगी। ये गाना मैं इसलिए गा रहा हूँ क्योंकि इस गाने के लिरिक्स राइटर मेरे बहुत ही प्रिय मित्र और बहुत ही गुणी सोचने वाले अब से कुछ एक महीने पहले दुनिया को छोड़ के चले गए एट द एज ऑफ 42 अजय झिंगरन। I'll always miss his eyes, his spirit. So this is my tribute to Ajay Jingran.
So I just hit pause to look up some information regarding this song. I got nothing. Well, no, I don't have nothing. I have this came from a movie, I believe. He was the original singer, and it's about feelings. I got nothing.
Got nothing. So yeah, we apologize for that. We definitely tried, but we can comment on what we do know. And musically, this is a very very interesting piece, and unlike
Yes.
anything that we've heard up to this point. The chord structure alone is different. Major seventh chord, which is definitely like a very typical in Western music. And then when he actually started singing the first phrases, it sounded very Western, and then within probably two measures, it went
Totally
into
detoured.
yeah, totally detoured in a great way. But going from that C major seven chord, then that G minor, that's an interesting change, no matter what part of the world you're in. Then it goes to that D7, and then back to that C. It's just really interesting, and the melodic choice. Oh, it actually went to the G major. So
It's incredibly
cool,
cinematic.
harmonically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe you guys know, if you could let us know, was this piece written for the movie, or sometimes the song comes first, then they integrate it into the movie. I'm not sure how that worked. And his little speech they had there, I tried to find closed captions. I quick looked it up again. I'm not finding anything, so I apologize for.
So fill us in, basically.
Yeah,
Help us out.
we're asking you to help us out on this one. So let's keep going here.
बीते जो बाहों में तेरी वो ही पल है जिंदगी बीते जो बाहों में तेरी वो ही पल है जिंदगी जिंदगी छलकी छलकी चांदनी गाती है दीवानगी
G major. So good.
I'm gonna let it play longer from here, but I commented last time when we were reacting to Shreya, commented about the vibrato, and I was curious if that was not used as much in Indian classical music versus the modern day Indian music. What I'm noticing here, along with some other singers, Arjit as well as Shreya, is it's super steady. Just it's a absolutely clear line, precise on the pitch, and then released in the vibrato. So I think what's standing out to me is the perfection of the pitch going into a vibrato is more obvious. It feels more warm. It has a greater depth of dynamic than the singers I typically hear that may not be as absolutely straight leading into that moment. And I'm hearing that with him. I mean, he almost sounds, he is not auto-tuned. He's no Melodyne. I don't think that for a second.
No.
But I can only compare it to what I'm used to hearing as someone being slightly auto-tuned and then released into vibrato, because it's
Which
that
actually
precise.
Brings up an interesting point. How can you auto-tune or Melodyne this type of...
Well, you
I don't
can't.
think you can with Indian music, because
No.
it's so flowing, and it's so I mean, inherent in it, what makes it sound is the fact that it's gliding and it's not hitting things right on, at least to the Western scale.
Right.
So that's, I didn't even think about that, but you really can. I don't think it's possible to do that. So
you
it's
definitely cannot auto-tune it. You could technically Melodyne, where you could isolate a section, like, oh, let's flatten that, whatever.
I guess, yeah.
But that would just suck the life out of it anyway. Particularly when you're a singer this good.
I mean, you could even argue with Western music that the pitch correction sort of takes away something really valuable. But I think in this case, it would just ruin it completely.
Right.
So,
Well, I don't think there's an argument. It definitely takes out the human element, but there's no room for change in a performance like this. It's just so clean. All right, I'm going to let this run longer.
Okay.
Love the pitch
That's
changes
great.
on that.
अभी मुझ में कहीं बाकी थोड़ी सी है जिंदगी जगी धड़कन नहीं जाना जिंदा हूँ मैं तो अभी कुछ ऐसी लगन इस लम्हे में है ये लम्हा कहाँ था मेरा अब है सामने इसे छू लूं जरा मर जाऊं या जी लूं जरा
This beat is unlike anything I've heard either.
खुशियाँ झूम लूं या रो लूं जरा मर जाऊं
And then fade out in volume with the vibrato. There's so many little details, nuances in this delivery. That pressure on the head of the is that the tabla? So as he's putting pressure on the head of that drum, it's tightening the tension of the head, and therefore it's driving the pitch up. So that boom, I've heard that done before. Many drummers have used that technique. I've never heard it so musically infused into the rhythm and just the melody of the song itself. Just that again, just that alone is cool.
Yeah. Speaking of the drums, it's so interesting. Again, this song, there's a familiarity to it with the instrumentation, and maybe it's because it's piano driven too, which we haven't heard much, if any, piano.
Not so far
in the videos that we've seen. And piano's an interesting approach to this music because it is so locked in pitch wise. So you don't have the smearing capability, the glissando capability that you do with a violin, or
I think they called it, yeah,
the mean. So to have that, there's definitely that Western familiarity to me in the chord progression. Obviously, it's interesting, but I can hear it, I can pick it out,
right?
So up to a certain point, it was like, okay, so it's sort of like a Western sounding backing track with more of an Indian melody to it. Then the drums kicked in, and it's like, okay, this is what it took it in a completely different direction.
Right.
And that's what made it just so uniquely Indian, which I love. And I was just trying to pick out that time signature, and I couldn't figure it out. And then that drum beat, that drum groove was different than anything I've heard. I was trying to pick that out. But totally tight and totally together. So, I don't know.
And then, of course, his vocal performance, not just the pitch accuracy, those little gamakas and those little ornamentation that he's putting in. I never quite know where they're going to show up. There's a sense of exploration and improvisation that I'm sure it's rehearsed, obviously, but it feels like it's just happening in the moment for him and his body. And so there's this effortlessness and intent emotionally that's coming through, and that's just a sign of just a master performance.
Yeah, no, there's always an element of improv, seemingly improv, where it has this aliveness and in the moment sense to it, where it just seems like they're doing things on the spot, but it's also planned,
structured.
I think there's a structure, yeah. But I think that's what makes it so cool, is that there's that aliveness and there's that danger of like, where's it going in this moment, and it's probably different every single time you hear it. The piano's an interesting dynamic in this picture.
जलते हुए तन को छाया पेड़ की मिल गई.
Try to follow this beat.
रूठे बच्चे की.
Say it again.
Try to follow that time signature. I'm not.
Oh, I tried. I gave up a few minutes ago.
Okay. I refuse to give up.
I don't know if it's like it sounds like a 16th beat cycle or something. It's something along those lines. I don't even know. But it's really interesting to see some of the Indian classical, like some of the little bits of the ragas that we've heard or been exposed to have, like, it's still present in the modern day songs.
Yeah, which I hope it always is, because
yes.
it's just that's just so magical.
It really is. I agree completely. Let me back it up just a little bit.
छाया पेड़ की मिल गई, रूठे बच्चे बच्चे की हंसी जैसे फुसलाने से फिर खिल गई कुछ ऐसा ही अब महसूस दिल को हो रहा है बरसों के पुराने जख्म पे मरहम लगा सा है कुछ ऐसा रहम इस लम्हे में ये लम्हा कहाँ था मेरा अब है सामने इसे छू लो जरा मर जाऊं या जी लूं जरा खुशियाँ चूम लूं या रो लूं जरा मर जाऊं या जी लूं जरा अब है सामने इसे छू लूं जरा मर जाऊं या जी लूं जरा खुशियाँ चूम लूं या रो लूं जरा मर जाऊं या जी लूं जरा
Wow.
So cool.
Thank you very much.
Wow.
You know, and that song, not a huge vocal range for that song. He's, you know, definitely, I would say he's a baritone, and this, at least
Sure.
in this song, he doesn't go above a G, G4. And it's always interesting to me when that happens, when there isn't the moments where those big moments, those range moments where you hit those super high notes, when you're not
Like the big freeze moments that
like
we
the
demonstrate.
big freeze moments. Yes.
Wait
Hold
for
on.
it.
dramatic effect, and we're
back.
Okay. So when that's not used as something to rely on to give the emotion of the song, to give the dynamics, to give those goosebump moments that you had, you know, other things have to be utilized, and in this
Right.
case, I mean, it's just the execution. It's just so exquisite, and the emotion behind it, so real. That's enough, and you don't need those big top shelf moments to get the idea, to get the emotion across.
It was beautiful, and of course I had my own imagery that probably had nothing to do with the movie or even the lyrics. The challenge is unless we can find a video of somebody who knows how to
Who knows
translate
the language and actually is a musician too,
in a
that
poet.
gets
Yes.
that poetic intent, 'cause
Right.
that can be lost too.
Because we understand the request because you want us to understand it deeper, and we would enjoy that as well. But if we throw those lyrics into Google Translate, it's, you know, next thing we know, the song was about crayons and
Yeah,
I don't know.
it would just butcher the meaning, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, the nuance.
So as we move forward, we will try to find videos that have a poetic translation that comes from somebody who understands the language very well. But thank you for recommending that beautiful voice and those
Yes.
incredible musicians. Wonderful song. And that is
Absolutely.
it
Thank you,
for
guys.
now. Thank you, everyone. Until next time.
Thank you, guys. See ya.